Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 46 of Scion of the Dark House, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Gothic horror podcast. Because this is Gothic horror, there may be some things that come up to align for some people, such as body horror, blood, gore, talk about abuse and trauma, child endangerment, and various other things. If there is something that comes up to align for you, please take a break. Your support means a lot to us, but so does your mental health. So last week, you all had woken up and went on the hunt for a harlequin, managing to go all the way across the Borderlands to the castle on the other side, the Red Castle, after being basically rebuffed by the knights that were prowling the castle. You guys found a way in by destroying the mortar around the bricks in a particular part of the wall. Finding your way inside, you relied on information that you had gathered earlier through the use of not only an arcane eye, but through a speak with dead spell to find your way into what appears to be the realm of the Harlequin. After entering, you found your way to a teapot-shaped village with cowering goblinoid creatures that informed you that not only was this realm not the Harlequins, but the Harlequin had taken over, kidnapping the Teacup Princess and holding her hostage near the carousel that she uses. You then also encountered Nilbogs, violent spirits that seem to take over the bodies of these poor creatures and wreak havoc. And you have come face to face with one as it turned around, soaked in blood from eating a fellow goblin, its eyes wide and yellow, its mouth wide in a crooked and bizarre smile. It began to laugh at you. At this point, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Got 20.
Ooh. Does Jasmine share Arthur's initiative?
Well, it's
yes,
20.
She goes immediately after him.
Sorry, it's 22 after initiative.
Oh, you got a nat 20. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Lark got a 19 and Arthur got a 16. So Arthur and Jasmine are after Lark.
And what did Percy get? We can't hear you. Did something happen to your...
18.
18.
I'll figure that out.
All right. So first up is you, Rerek. You watch as this horrible little goblin thing just continues laughing and standing in the middle of the road very creepily.
Okay. I'm just gonna do a simple firebolt.
All right.
Initial attack.
As you begin to cast the firebolt, his eyes lock with yours, and the laughter seems to move through you in a very strange way. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma. All right, 17 plus 5.
Ooh, awesome. So you are not hindered by the laughter, and you can cast your firebolt.
Okay. 1d10.
Yofi just texted me. He's up, so he might be able to dive bomb in for the rest of the episode.
All right. I will keep the participants page open.
Yeah. Wait, what do I roll first to hit?
D20 plus your spell casting.
Spell casting is 2d10. Okay. That's a 10 to hit.
Ooh, so yeah, you miss. You hurl this firebolt and it just whoosh, steps to the side.
Can I use one of my portals to hit this
yes.
thing?
Yes, you may.
I want to use 18.
That hits. Roll the damage.
Which one is it? D10. Jeez. I need to learn how to count. Let's go. It's this guy, right?
That's a D10, it looks like.
Yeah. 2 of these. Yep. A 2 and a 5.
You hurl this firebolt at this laughing goblin, and it hits his shoulder, singeing and burning him horribly. And his eyes move towards it and then move back to you, and he continues. He seems entirely unaffected. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
What can I do?
I believe you have a bonus action and a move that you could use if you would like.
Can I hit him with another spell?
No, not unless it's a bonus action.
No, it's fine. I'm good.
All right. So next up is Lark.
I'm gonna, I guess, drift up higher than everybody else, and I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast him.
All right. He seems to look at you as well, continuing laughing. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
So this might shock you. The Lark is a sorcerer, so that's going to be a 24 to save.
Yeah, it's fine. You are not affected by the laughter. Cast your Eldritch Blast.
How does a 15 and an 18 sound?
Both hit.
Cool. Ooh, that's a 10. And that's a 4. So 10 plus 4 plus 10 is 24 force damage.
Ooh. You conjure this bolt of night and blast down, blowing a hole straight through this thing's chest. And you watch as it stops laughing. It lets out an exhale, and you see the eyes return to normal goblin eyes as it looks at its hands in shock before falling back into the mud. But you do hear ethereal laughter float through the air, almost as if something invisible passes by. And then it's relatively silent for a moment. But you do see at the other end of the road, another one begins walking up, and I'm going to roll its initiative. Oh, got the same one. Okay. So now it is Percy's turn.
Cool. I'm gonna try to save my spell slots for fighting the Harlequin, so just gonna do a Sacred Flame.
Awesome. So that is a dex saving throw on my behalf.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, you have to make me a charisma saving throw first.
What if I protect her from good and evil on myself?
I don't think that actually matters.
Cool. It's not great. I do have it's a 12.
Ooh, just. You are unaffected by the laughter, so I will. Well, it rolled a 11.
Hell yeah. So 2d8s. And now I have my upgraded potent spell casting because I'm level 8 now. So I add my wisdom modifier to cantrips.
Yes.
So it's a 6 and a 5 plus 4. So that's 15 damage.
All right. As you hurl this sacred flame at it, it hits it directly on the face, burning off part of the face entirely. The eyeball is entirely exposed, rolling and lolling around, but it seems unaffected as it continues walking towards you. So is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
Run.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of the party tank, so I guess I'll move up in between the party and it.
Mm-hmm. All
Lark's just gonna be like, Jesus, Percy, did you have to burn its face off?
And then I go, who's
Like you
Jesus?
can talk.
He said Jesus. Everyone knows the Archfey Jesus.
Okay. I was like,
Lord
who's
of
Jesus?
He lives on a moon made of cheese.
It's canon now. It has to be.
Oh, God. All right. So it is now Arthur's turn. I'm assuming it's going to be a bit before he can dive bomb into the session.
He literally texted me saying he thought it was 6 still. And I was like, Yofi. No,
I
we
sent
started
so many
3.
messages.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe he'll dive bomb the session at some point. But
You
for
want him
right
to
now,
make the charisma saving throw?
yes.
Oh, that's a 2.
And he has
Ooh.
0
2
charisma.
plus that is a 2 plus 1. That is a 3.
He draws his bow to aim at this thing, but it locks eyes with him and and he just freezes up as he stares at it.
Cuts to a
Is it a-
flashback.
Is it a charm effect? Like, does he
No,
get
it's not.
advantage? Okay, I was gonna say, does he get
Not a
advantage
charm
on the
effect.
saving throw? Okay.
He just entirely freezes. And that is the end of his turn as he's racked with fright from this thing.
Is Jasmine not gonna hit him?
Jasmine will also make that charisma saving throw.
Oh.
Jasmine got a 14 plus. What's her charisma modifier? Jasmine got a 12 because she has a negative charisma modifier.
That's still
Well,
Sorcerer,
she
though.
still passes. So
Apparently,
she kind of
D&D doesn't like cats.
looks back and forth between Arthur and the Nilbog and then leaps into action.
Swipe.
Okay, so yeah, so she's gonna make her. I guess she gets 1 attack.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, she got a nat 20.
Ooh, yeah.
What does she? We're gonna say that she's just gonna claw at this thing's face.
While it's already burning.
Yep. Instead of if it's on fire, she probably won't want to bite it.
Oh, it's magical flames. Sacred fire.
That's gonna be 10 slashing damage because she crit. Or no, wait. I did that wrong because we do brutal criticals. That's gonna be 11 slashing damage because she crit.
Yes. Yeah, she bounds up to this thing and with a single swipe takes off the bottom jaw. And once again, you see this thing, its eyes return to normal and are filled with fright as it falls over. And once again, you hear the ethereal laughter into the air. And at this point, since we are at the bottom of the initiative and back up to the top, the house that you interviewed the goblins in, suddenly you hear screams from inside of it. You hear screams and the laughter. And the window, as one of the goblins pushes open the door to escape, you see one of the windows get splattered with blood.
No.
As you hear from inside.
Do we even want to bother at this point?
Well, now I feel bad.
Oh, I feel bad. No, let's go back in there. Gee.
We're just going to have to wind up killing each of them as he keeps possessing them.
Should I just burn the house? Does China burn?
We could try dispelling the magic.
Be my guest, darling. I don't know.
Even you will try it.
We are back up at the top of the round with Rerek. As you see this scene before you of this goblin trying to escape and the others being brutally massacred inside of their own home that they once thought was safe.
So are there two Nilbogs?
Nilbogs. There only seems to be one. You don't know where the other one has gone, and the third one is still making its way up towards the town.
Can I do a level 2 magic missile on this thing?
Yes, you may. Also, charisma saving throw again.
This might not go as well as it did earlier.
12.
Just passed.
Yeah. And magic missile. 1 second.
Maybe we should just go to the Harlequin. Like, do we think there's really? Are we just gonna be making our way, mowing down these goblins one by one?
Okay, how many is this? Just 2?
No,
Just
it would
2.
be 4 plus 1 because you cast it at a higher level.
4 plus 1, so 5.
So it would be 5, yeah.
2, 3, oops. 4, 1, 3. So let me do my math. 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 13.
So as you fling these magic missiles at this Nilbog, it slams into him, piercing holes through the clothes and even shattering the teacup that it was wearing on its head. But it seems entirely unfazed, continuing to laugh. And at this point, a neighboring house from across the street, once again, you hear the screams and the laughter rising up.
I think things might have been a little better before we got here.
Yes, apparently when we killed these, they just possessed the nearest goblins they could. So I'm all for just hunting down the Harlequin at this point.
I think that might be the move.
Good luck, little in goblin. Lark's just gonna shout, "Good luck, little teacup goblins!"
Like, we were starting to run away. Fight! Grab a weapon. Just barricade. Fight back.
Well, don't fight back, or else you'll wind up possessed too.
As you say fight back, you do see one of the goblins like run out of the house, but then trip. The Nilbog grabs its ankle with a knife and just cuts off its leg and just
wait,
brutal. It's a bloodbath out there.
Is the Nilbog that I hit, is it still alive?
Yeah, it's still alive.
Can't you just can someone just stop it from moving?
With what?
I have no idea, but my turn is
mold
up.
the earth, Lark. Maybe trap it. Can you do that?
Can I see the Nilbog that he attacked? If it's my turn next
it is
anyway.
in the doorway.
Okay, I'll make my charisma saving throw.
This is traumatizing me.
6 plus 7 is 13.
Yep, that passes.
I'm just gonna. Lark's just gonna huff for a minute, and then he's just gonna Eldritch Blast it.
All right,
Lark.
Okay.
No, wait, is this the one in the big house?
This is the one that I shot.
Yeah, it's the one in the house that you guys were interviewing the goblins in, and then it possessed one of them.
Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna look up this spell real quick and maybe spend a second level spell slot.
Is it possible to use Mage Hand to grab one of this Nilbogs and choke it in the air like this? Hold it in the air.
I think it's the goblins are a bit too heavy for that.
Okay.
For Mage Hand.
And how far away from us is this area, by the way?
It's probably not very far, probably about maybe 20 feet or so.
Oh, it's only a 10-foot radius. That's not going to hit them all. Never mind.
Well, we could try to group them up. What are you thinking of?
Oh, Lark was just going to try killing all of the goblins at once.
Oh my god.
So in the meantime, yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, actually, no, yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast. That's gonna be a 13 and a 23 because I rolled a 14 and a 4.
Yep, those all hit.
Hey, and I just go close my eyes.
18 force damage.
Yeah, you just blow this thing's head up like
Oh
a
my
watermelon.
God.
And at
Just
this
grab
point,
Lark's little fairy hand and drag him away.
you even hear as I'm sure I think you still have tongues up, as it's getting dragged, as you're getting
that's like
dragged
an
away
hour.
by Percy. You even hear one of the goblins just go, "Grandma!"
Oh
from
God.
inside the house.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
The amount of
Jesus
tiny
Christ.
civilizations we've devastated is growing rapidly.
Oh, darling, we had nothing to do with this
Grandma.
one.
Let's just go kill the Harlequin as fast as possible. Maybe this will all be put to rest.
Lark's gonna look at Arthur and be like, Arthur, do you have any murderous impulses? Are you still laughing?
He does kind of turn. It seems his mind has cleared, but he is very clearly shaken.
Splendid.
Yeah, as he kind of just like holds his bow, like, why is this happening again?
So yeah, I'm just dragging Lark down the path into the forest, trying to find this carousel.
Yeah. I will
Note
say
that
you
Lark
are
was
not
flying up, so you must have
Oh.
mad hops to grab it.
I use my flying shoes, you little motherfucker.
I will say you are not out of initiative quite yet. As you
Okay.
hear, how many of you speak Abyssal? Well, Lark, you'll
I
get that.
I speak Abyssal now.
Yes, you do. I think Rerek speaks Abyssal. Does anybody else speak Abyssal, either
No.
naturally or because of magic?
No.
Let me double check Arthur. I feel like he does not, though. Arthur
No.
speaks Common, Halfling, Infernal, Thieves Can't, Undercommon, and
Jeez,
Deep.
how do you all know so many languages?
I know. I only know 3.
I know 2.
I only know 3. I know what?
Well, I
know
think
3.
he got 2 of those through his ranger ability.
Oh yeah, being a ranger gives you a speech that you hunt.
Yeah.
Mm.
In Abyssal, you hear something somewhere just go, "Oh, you fools." And one of the goblins that was a Nilbog begins to expand and grow and shake as fur bursts across its body. Its snout elongates into almost a wolf's mouth, but it still maintains very goblinoid features. It stands it's almost like a werewolf. It stands possibly about 7 feet high. It's weirdly human, slightly webbed hands and burning eyes. It's very strange. It turns and just breathes in, and suddenly you see the nilbogs around. They shake as this smoke comes out of them. You see the eyes of these creatures clear, and they drop to the ground. Their smiles so plastered on their face, and you watch as the lights go out in their eyes. And this thing inhales the smoke. And in Abyssal, this thing says, "If you can't get it done, I will." And we are still in initiative. So I believe it was Lark that last went.
Yeah, I Eldritch Blast, so.
Yes. So we are at Percy.
Cool. This thing does not look very Harlequin-esque, does it? It's more of a
No.
werewolf. Okay. All right, I'll spend a 2nd level spell slot then. I will bonus action cast spiritual weapon. So my big old ghost scythe appears,
Yep.
and I'll slash at him with that. I think just a regular weapon attack. Where did my there it is. All right, I add a 7. Does a 14 hit?
No, a 14
Uh-oh.
does not hit.
That's not good. I'll also cast Sacred Flame.
All right. Does a 16 pass?
Yes.
It just, as you hurl this flame, it just leans to the side. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
That's all. That's all I can do.
All right.
Oh, I guess I'll once again position myself at the front.
Okay. Yeah. So next up is Arthur.
Okay, Arthur's going to do ye old classic, and does he have to make a saving throw or anything to attack? Oh, cool. So Arthur's gonna. Oh, what does this one do? He's gonna try to ensnaring strike this thing with his fire bow and enchanted at the same time. That makes sense. It's D&D.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna cast ensnaring strike, and also he's gonna shoot at it. What does Arthur? I feel like he adds a ridiculous amount of shit to his attacks. Oh yeah, his dragon wing bow of flaming wrath.
Yes.
Oh fuck! He only got a 13. Wow.
He misses.
He rolled a 3
The creature,
plus 10.
with its seemingly iron claws, just smacks the arrow out of the air as it snarls.
Cool. I feel like maybe Jasmine won't. Well, how far away is this creature from us?
I would say probably about 30 feet.
So sure, we'll have Jazz run up and try to pounce on it. So she has to move at least 20 feet straight toward the creature and hit with a claw attack.
Mm-hmm.
So here's her claw attack. It's going to be a 15 to hit.
Does not hit. She rakes her claws across it with her paw, but its hide is too thick.
Well, that was Arthur's turn.
I
I feel bad. I'm Jaegering him and I'm doing really shitty.
Oof.
Me.
So next up is this creature's turn. He's going to turn to you, Rerek. It seems he's registered that you can understand Abyssal.
No, I can't. I can't.
I think it's just Lark. Or is it? No, I don't know.
It's Lark. I thought you could also understand Abyssal right now, can't you?
You still have your tongue thing up, right?
I have tongues, but I thought, like, doesn't he understand Abyssal anyway?
Yeah, I thought Rerek spoke Abyssal.
Yeah, I was lying when I said, no, can't. Don't attack me first.
He seems to have registered that you speak Abyssal. And he just says, well, let's just make this easier. Won't you be a dear? I suggest you destroy your allies. Make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Well, that was bad. 4
Is he
plus
casting
10.
a spell?
It's 4 plus 10.
Yes,
so
it seems to be.
14.
Can I counterspell
that? Yes, you may. And it just doesn't work because it's a 2nd level spell.
Yeah. Lark's just like, when he notices the Abyssal and the spell going on, he's just going to be like, nope.
and the
And he's
creature
just gonna
just
cackle.
turns and.
Oh.
So I believe we are back up to the top with you, Rerek.
And I would go like, haha, like nervously doing that. I almost got hit by whatever that was. I want to do. Ooh, I can do a 3rd level fireball. How far away were we from this dude?
Like 30 feet.
Yasmin's
Okay.
right up next to it, though.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay, I don't want to hit. No kidding. Let's do a 3rd level magic missile, please. How many is that?
So it'd be 6 missiles, I believe.
Okay, let's do this. 1. 2. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. 3. 15.
All right. So you unleash this wave of magic missiles that thud into this creature as it screams and swipes at the air. You've clearly damaged it quite a bit. Moving on down the list, we go to Lark.
So Lark, he's just gonna. We really don't want that trying to cast any more naughty little spells, do we? So Lark's gonna cast a new spell he just picked up.
Ooh.
He's kind of just gonna I guess his spell casting thing is Sylvan, but he's just gonna mutter, he's gonna subtle spell it in case this thing can counter spell too. But he's gonna cast Summon Undead.
Ooh.
Yay! And it ends with just like a whistle that he lets out, like he's calling a dog. And I'm gonna cast Summon Undead, and I'm gonna make a. What am I gonna make? Let's make. We're gonna do a. We're gonna summon undead, and we're going to make the putrid undead.
So that would be a zombie.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like. So I feel like maybe out of the ground, and it can be within 90 feet of Lark that he can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to summon this thing behind the werewolf.
All right.
So that it can just swing at this guy. And I think we talked before, in like Lark's never cast this spell before. He just learned how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, more power, a little bit closer to death. We went to the Shadowfell, etc. But when he summons it, it's not a humanoid zombie. It's like a zombified satyr that's covered in like thistles that are growing out of its corpse. And Lark just kind of has a moment where he's just gonna like do a double take for a minute and be like, dandelion? Like, he's a little shocked at what he just did. But yeah, he's gonna summon undead. I think, does this thing share my initiative, or?
I want to say it's like Jasmine and just goes immediately after you.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it shares my initiative account, takes its turn immediately after mine. It obeys my verbal commands with no action required. And if I don't issue it any commands, it just takes the dodge action, etc. So that's gonna be my action, is summoning undead. And fuck it, I'm gonna quicken a spell. I'll use 2 of my 8 sorcery points because during our little short rest I did that. And I'm gonna just try to Eldritch Blast this guy.
All right, sounds good.
I'm assuming an 11 won't hit.
Nope.
But a 21 might?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to be 13 force damage.
Ooh, yeah, that takes a good chunk out of this thing as you blast it. One of the beams goes wide, but it seems that the other one hits true in its shoulder, taking off a chunk of flesh with it.
And then after, Lark's just going to be like, Dandelion, kill it, to his zombified satyr. And maybe it just like, or whatever it does. And it makes a rotting claw attack. It gets my spell attack modifier to hit. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an 18 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
It takes 1d6 plus 3 plus the spell's level in slashing damage. And if it's poisoned, which it's not. Great. So that's going to be 7 slashing damage.
All right. Yeah, you see Dandelion, his hand come up and rake across its back as just.
Wait, can Dandelion get, because Jasmine's on the other side, could he get advantage to see if he could crit?
You know what? Sure.
Okay. I was just like, that's technically flanking, right? Oh, it doesn't matter, because even with it, that second roll was very bad. The first roll, good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hide now.
I still have
Alright.
one portents, just so you know. And it's a very good one.
So next up is going to be Percy.
Cool. We're gonna do tried and true sacred flame plus spiritual weapon.
Always a good combo.
So spiritual weapon this time is an unnatural 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Cool. Which I always forget how much damage it does. I think it's just 1d8, isn't it?
I want to say.
I'm looking it up now. Sorry, I was looking at a different spell before this.
Yeah, it's 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier unless you upcast it.
I did not. So it's 6 plus 4, so 10 damage for spiritual weapon, and then give me a dex save for sacred flame.
Oh, well, probably fails either way. It rolled a 3. So
Yeah.
that would be a 5.
2d8s. Ooh, a 7 and a 1. So that is 12 damage.
Ooh. Yeah, this scythe slices it into its flank, and the sacred flame slams it straight in the nostrils as it continues roaring and trying to figure out which of all of these things that's attacking it is going to be able to do anything. And we are now with Arthur again.
Arthur's attack. That's going to be a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And since he cast Ensnaring Strike last turn, but he didn't hit, I think it's still just on his bow.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Okay.
It
so
sticks around until either the spell ends or you manage to hit a target.
Okay. So do you need me to separate damage for any like resistances or anything? He deals piercing and fire damage with his bow, and he also deals oh no, wait, he doesn't deal damage with Ensnaring Strike until that thing's turn. He's going to need to make a strength saving throw. Okay. But
actually separate out the fire.
Okay, we'll separate out the fire damage. The piercing damage,
since it's magical, it doesn't matter. It's going to deal full damage.
Okay. So that's going to be 14 damage off of the...
And he does have an ally. He has 2 allies within 5 feet of it, so it gets sneak attack.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. How many dice does he add to his sneak attack now? Just 1?
I think it's only 1.
Okay. The fire damage, so that was 14 piercing damage, 2 fire damage, and 4 sneak attack damage.
All right. 7 minus... Oh God, what was the number? My calculator glitched.
So 14 was his D8 plus his modifier. His D6 was only 2 fire damage. His sneak attack damage was 4.
All right.
But I do need a strength saving throw from this guy.
17.
17's gonna pass. Arthur has shit for wisdom.
Yeah. Arthur unleashes this arrow that strikes straight in this creature's chest, the flames burning around it. It howls and tries to swat at the fire, despite the fact that it doesn't seem to do as much as you thought it would. But from the flames, these vines burst out, and as it's clawing in fear, it rips the vines before it's able to wrap around, and the vines fall limply to the side.
Can I also do the Jasmine thingies?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so she's gonna do her coordinated attack on his attack,
Mm-hmm.
which she rolled a fucking nat 1 on.
Oof.
Great. And then she's just gonna make her own claw attack, which she rolled an 18 plus 6 on. So that's
Yep, that hits.
Yofi, come back. I can't play you when you're fucking cat. Oh joy, that's literally the minimum amount of damage she can do. 7 slashing damage from Jasmine.
And that is exactly lethal as she swipes at this creature's leg. It begins to just burn up. Blue fire begins to peel off of it, burning from deep within as it screams. And you see what appear to be possibly spirits of some kind flying out of its mouth and up into the night sky before it just crumbles to ashes. And the town is silent. You are out of initiative. There are no more nilbogs. There are no more whatever this thing was. And people slowly, these little goblins slowly begin to peek out of their homes, pushing up their little teacup hats to look out at the horrible, horrible carnage that has been wrought upon this town. What would you all like to do?
Lark is just descending, like, because he flew up. That's what he does in a fight.
Mhm.
He's just gonna descend, like, kind of cautiously and be like, do a little come here motion to the zombie satyr.
Yep, it just walks over to you.
And he's just gonna pet its cheek, and in Sylvan, he's just gonna be like, you were so beautiful. What happened?
Is tongue still up? Your tongues.
Tongues is
for
still
an
up.
hour, so yeah.
Well, technically, like, Summon Undead understands all of Lark's languages. I don't know if that means they can talk back.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, so they understand everything. Huh?
I guess it would depend on the situation, whether I allow it or not, but generally I feel like these things can't talk, generally.
Like, can you understand grumble?
Can I speak zombie?
Percy will walk up, and Percy's never felt that uncomfortable around undead. So he kind of like walks right up to it. He said, "Its name is Dandelion. Did you know this satyr?"
Lark's just gonna kind of do a slight like, everyone meet Dandelion. Dandelion meet everyone else.
Okay.
Hello, Dandelion.
We dated.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I guess it's been a while since you saw him last.
200 or 300 years, give or take.
At least Percy's exes are alive. So what the heck?
Well, I guess if Dandelion is here to help us out, I won't.
Oh, wait,
be upset.
Did Percy walk within 5 feet of him?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Why?
Does he smell real bad?
It has a festering aura.
Oh, good. My
The only
con
person who's not
save,
affected is Lark.
I have a 14.
Oh, you don't pass because it's based
good.
on my spell save DC.
what happens.
You're poisoned until the start of your next turn.
Where's your mask?
God, oh, he smells awful.
Don't say. I'm just gonna slap Percy.
Dandelion
Backhand
kind of
slap him.
turns to look at you for a moment, and you see just part of his face just off, and he just.
Is he going to be around for a long time?
Long time.
Probably not for very long in the grand scheme of things. I just wasn't even aware this one was dead.
Well, I'm just going to stand a little farther away, but he can help out.
Mhm. The flowers. I wonder if someone buried him in the garden. Or maybe it's because I'm the one that summoned him. Do you know anything, Dandelion? You always were a talker when you were alive. This is a little disappointing. Ah, well. Lark's gonna just sit on this zombie's shoulder.
I guess we just continue down the path. I think the town looks safe enough.
Yeah, at this point, goblins have probably started coming out and have started slowly beginning to clean up whatever's happened. Life must go on in the Teapot Village.
Imagine Grandma was the one that turned into the giant werewolf.
Percy says a little prayer and casts mending on one of the broken windows as he walks by.
One of the many windows that were broken.
Kind of waves goodbye to the goblins. Not that they're probably even watching, but
Yeah, you notice there is definitely a solemn air. You do not see, you see quite a few of them, but you get the sense that this village was way bigger at one point.
Yeah.
But whatever happened, it's not going to be the same.
Yes, there was a massacre. Let's go find the Harlequin.
Right. All right. Down the yellow brick road.
What does that mean?
It's yellow bricks.
Are they yellow bricks for real?
No, it's just like a regular dirt path.
I don't understand this reference. What you're talking about?
Yeah, as you guys begin to walk along, Dandelion, almost like things firing in his head but not quite connecting, a hand slowly reaches down and pulls up some panpipes that go near his mouth, and he just kind of
Oh, darling, I don't think you've the breath for that anymore.
Or the functioning lungs.
He was
his
a
arm just
very
drops.
A
was
single
very-
tear falls from his eyes.
Lark's just gonna pet one of the horns and be like, he was very good at playing pipes. And quite an expert at the skin flute, too.
Oh, okay.
Jokes
Moving
aside,
on.
we are definitely having a talk when we get back to wherever's safe, says Arthur, who is has the bow kind of generally pointed in his direction, in the direction of Dandelion, and as he stands away from it.
Oh, don't worry, darling. He's completely under my control. Which is also another thing that was not 100% true when we were dating.
Okay.
How long does Summon Undead last?
1 hour.
Oh, okay.
And
So,
we
yeah.
probably barely burned a minute in the fight.
Yeah.
I thought that thing would be a lot scarier, which is why I did it. But it's fine.
Might
Yeah.
still be here for the next fight.
Yeah. It does move at 30 feet, so it has a better speed than most zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is keeping pace with you guys, even if it is kind of like shuffling a little bit, as you see you see the hoof seems to have rotted a little bit, where the bone has begun to sink into the hoof, a little bit. So he's kind of like limping a bit as he moves, but he's still keeping pace with everyone. But yeah, you all make your way down the dirt road and it begins to wind a little bit, but it doesn't take long before you get to another clearing. It seems vines have grown up and surrounded this area. And once again, it is the vines with the toys ensnared in them. And you hear carnival music, and you see lights flickering and flashing inside of this place. As you move through the entrance, you see a carousel, the horses bobbing up and down as they move around in a circle, the brilliant lights flickering and flashing, the delightful music playing. And near it, you see a table. Sitting at the table are two very tall women. One is entirely red, the other is entirely white. They are identical, but they're posed differently and completely still. One of them has a teacup in their hand. The other one seems to be reaching towards the teapot in the center of the table. Additionally, at the other end of the table, you see what appears to be a somewhat taller looking, something between a gnome and a goblin. She wears a teacup on her head and seems to have a dress that is also made out of a teacup, sitting in what appears to be a throne at the end of the table, reaching forward towards a plate of what appear to be long, stale cookies, but completely frozen. There's also a rabbit in a suit. And that's about it. The four of them sitting at this table completely frozen. And there doesn't seem to be much else around.
It looks like we found our missing royalty, along with some unidentified rabbit.
Are they dead, or is that magic on them?
It looks like they're just frozen. And the goblin did say that the Harlequin messes with time. Maybe they're just suspended.
Well, you're the one who tore apart the last. You're good at that. Can you still do that, Percy? The whole dispelling magic trick you did to the Yetis.
Oh, I can
Curse.
give that a go. I will have to get within, I think, 30 feet to do that. Which I'm guessing we're farther than that right now.
Yeah, you are a bit far. You would have to walk up to this table. It's probably about 40 feet away.
Can I check if anything's really off around here? If anything's my Lark senses are tingling.
You can make a perception check.
How does an 18 do?
I'm
just looking for anything that might be dangerous to Percy if he moves forward, or us immediately.
What did you say your perception check was?
18. I got a 15 plus 3.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay. I guess I'll stealth a little bit forward as best I can. A little stealth check.
Sure.
Okay, it's not terrible. Only get a +2, so that's 15.
Yeah. You managed to get up to these stock still people. The table is covered with what looks like would have been a very delicious feast. Cupcakes, tea, cookies, all kinds of delightful sweets, but they've clearly gone off and old.
Looks like perhaps the Harlequin lured them here. For a tea party, maybe. All right, I'll try dispel magic.
All right. Make a roll.
Cool. So it's above third level or second level.
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh, I got height. 17 plus 7. Or is it plus 7 or is it plus 4?
I think it's just the wisdom modifier, not Arcana. I think I read that wrong last time.
You're right. Yeah, make an ability check. So you had 17 plus 4, so 21.
And which one are you doing it on?
There's more than one?
Well, yeah, there's more than one.
There's 3 of them.
Whatever is pick a person. I thought I could just
Yes.
like pick the area.
No.
Well, the white pieces were the nicest to us, so I guess I'll do the white queen.
So racist.
So you reach out and you dispel the magic, pushing it away. And it seems this queen begins to move very slowly as she goes, "What is happening?"
She
And once
freezes
again freezes as the magic seems to stick back onto her.
Well, that did not work.
I mean, it worked for a moment, darling.
I guess whatever the carousel is doing, it's still doing it.
Obviously. So should we? What else is around us? Is there like a building that we can go through?
No, it just seems to be this clearing. There's other seemingly furniture around, chairs, tables, other such things. This seems to be an area in which people would meet, but it seems more like an outdoor area than a building. And then of course, there's the carousel and the vines that are encircling this area with the toys trapped inside of them.
So we can see the carousel.
Yes.
Is the carousel like spinning?
Yes. It's on,
It's
spinning, the horses are bobbing up and down.
Do I see like a control mechanism for the carousel?
Blast it!
Make me a perception check.
That is a 21.
You don't see anything from here. Okay. That would be a control panel or a lever or anything like that.
So I guess we probably turn it off, right?
How do we turn off an Archfey fueled magical trinket exactly?
I don't know. Is there like a lever somewhere or something? It's still like an object. I guess we should just have a look around.
Stay on your guard, though.
All right. So we'll start circling around the area.
I'm gonna fly so that I'm away from everybody else. And I'm just gonna like, I'll just be like, now be a good boy, and just pat Dandelion's cheek or lack thereof. His cheekbone. I'm just gonna like, be a good boy. Don't get too close to everybody else, but help them out. All right, darling.
And just and just starts lumbering around very slowly. You notice his eyes aren't like darting or moving around or looking. He's just moving.
Yeah.
Can I try to freeze this? Just less destructive, but I'll try to stop it from moving.
Sure, you can try.
My frostbite. What do I have to do?
Well, I think frostbite is touch range, right?
Yeah, so
you do have to go up to the carousel.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's actually a range, 60 feet range.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
weird. I've always thought it was a touch.
Yeah, I thought it was touch. All right.
Okay,
You learn
cool.
something new every day.
It says it right here. Okay, let's do it. Go.
You reach out with the ice magic, and as it begins to form on the carousel, because it's spinning, it just leaves a streak along the bottom, and the ice cracks and shatters where it meets the bottom of the carousel as it continues just moving in a circle.
Wow, that's disrespectful. That didn't work. It doesn't seem like any magic would work on this, at least not permanently. Can I touch it and be like, identify?
I
probably
believe
already know what it
identify
is.
casts, I believe the identify casting is a minute. Unless you want to do a ritual, in which case it'll be 11 minutes.
Casting time 1 minute. Yes. Yeah. Let's do the 1 minute cast.
All right. Yeah, so you begin casting this sort of spell. Is anybody else doing anything?
I'm just looking around, I guess.
Yeah, you're not really seeing anything else around here, just tables and chairs. And about maybe 45 seconds into casting, Dandelion suddenly points, his hand slowly rising towards Rerek as and
Am I gonna die? Please don't let me die.
does an 18 hit?
Do I have to look on my armor class?
Yes. Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
All right. So that is make me a Constitution saving throw.
Man, it's not even letting me finish doing my job. $13. Constitution
13.
saving. That's
Yeah.
13 plus 5, so it's an 18.
Ah, okay. So that means, oh goodness, I'm going to need my calculator because reasons. Okay. Oh my goodness. Calculator, please. So you take 13 points of slashing damage.
Wow.
Just from the carousel?
You'll see.
Oh, good.
All right. 13.
And 14 points of poison damage. As
Why?
appearing behind him is a tall, lanky, harlequin appearing creature in a black and white harlequin's outfit with a wicked looking sickle that just straight into Rerek's side. Your casting of identify does go down.
Okay, well, fuck that.
And that means it's time for initiative. So
Oh, that was bad. That's 4.
So Rerek got a 4. Oof.
Arthur got a nat 20 and Lark got an 11.
Percy got an
11, Arthur got it.
unnatural 20.
So what is Arthur's? If Arthur got a natural 20, then what is
Better.
Arthur's?
He's definitely better.
He has max dex. That's what he focused on.
Okay, so it would be 25, I believe.
Yeah.
25.
All right. So yeah, Arthur is first up as this Harlequin appears and just sinks this horrible sickle into the side of Rerek as he's messing with the carousel.
So let's have Arthur. Wait, what do those do? Let's have Arthur. He's got magic. Yes, you do. He's just gonna hunters. He's gonna use one of his the third of his first level spell slots. He'll have one left. He's gonna hunter's mark this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And let's shoot the dragon wing bow. Come on, Arthur. Oh, that's only gonna be a 14.
Yeah, it just misses. The Harlequin turns and using the other scythe that he appears to have two of, just clank, flings the arrow out of the air and just smiles. This creature seems to have a snub nose. Its eyes are completely black, and there's a huge smile that goes all the way across its face, almost ear to ear, as it just turns and stares, the bells jingling on its hat.
Can we have Jasmine try to pounce this motherfucker?
Yes, you may.
She only got a 14 to hit.
Yeah, that does not hit.
That's all for Arthur and Jasmine.
All right, so next up is Percy.
All right. Gonna do my traditional opener with spiritual weapon and combined with sacred flame.
Mm-hmm.
So my big old scythe appears and slashes at it. Ooh, it's a very high roll. It's a 26 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
So that's gonna be D8. 6, so 10 damage from spiritual weapon, and then a dex save for the sacred flame.
All right. Does an 18 pass?
It does.
Wait, no. 21.
Yes.
Yeah, it passes. So he leaps out of the way as you send a sacred flame hurtling towards him. Is there anything you'd like to do with his turn?
I still just, once again, put myself in front of people.
All right, so next up is Lark.
Ooh. So free, because it doesn't cost anything, he's just going to obviously send Dandelion over to attack as well. We did it so we could do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we may not have a story reason on why he can do these things now, but it's obviously just from the recent level up. I feel like maybe since does Dandelion cast a shadow at all or no?
Yes, Dandelion would cast a shadow.
So like maybe Lark whispers something into the air and then Dandelion's shadow grows and distends. And he's going to summon his Hound of Ill Omen with his bonus action.
Ooh.
And sick it on the Harlequin.
Yes, you may.
At 6th level, you gain the ability to call forth a howling creature of darkness to harass your foes. As a bonus action, you can spend 3 sorcery points to summon a Hound of Ill Omen to target one creature you can see within 120 feet of you. It uses the Direwolf statistics with the following changes. It's medium, not large. It appears with a number of temporary hit points equal to half your sorcerer level. It can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. It takes 5 force damage if it ends its turn inside something. And at the start of its turn, the Hound automatically knows its target's location if the target was hidden and is no longer hidden from the Hound. So there's no invisibility way to get past the dog. Which actually, Spencer and I talked about it. So Lark pretty much has this giant shadow hound leap out of his pet zombie shadow. but it doesn't look like a
Wow.
dog. It looks like a horribly oversized, artistically rendered fox, just made of snarling shadows. Like he's a fairy. It's gonna be a little extra and a little flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
Is it also gonna share Lark's initiative?
I believe it does.
Okay.
I believe, unless specified, all summoned creatures go immediately after their summoner's turn.
So let me see.
Imagining Jasmine hissing after this thing popped out.
Oh, she probably does. Oh, it has pack tactics though. So it's
Oh,
gonna have
that's
advantage
nice.
on its attack. Okay, so Lark did his bonus action. We'll roll his pets to attack afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much the zombies on one side, the snarling shadow fox is on the other.
And also Rerek is right there because the
Rerek's
Harlequin just
there.
slashed him.
Jasmine's there. We're all cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast a spell of my own now. So wait, go. Let me see. Where are we? Where's Lark's character sheet? Here's Lark's sheet. Can I please? What am I gonna do here? Percy, your stuff likes having like saving throws, right?
I've got a good amount of that.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna use my action to cast Mind Sliver,
Mm.
and he has disadvantage on the saving throw because my hound's within 5 feet of him.
All right. So what is the saving throw?
Let me look here. Mind Sliver. It's an intelligent. I believe I'm about like 90% certain it's an intelligence saving throw. But let me just double check for you. Intelligence saving throw, or take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract a d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Does 13 pass?
13 does not pass, and because that'll be 2d6 because of we're past level 5, and next time it makes a
Yes.
saving throw, it has to subtract a d4 from it. That's only going to be 4 psychic damage, because that's not a lot of damage. But now we get to roll the pet attacks.
Yes.
Claw from the zombie is going to be 8 plus 8, 16 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. I have too many fucking stat blocks.
There's so many stat blocks.
This is what I get for wanting to have someone who has a couple pets. So Rotting Claw is 1d6 plus 3 plus the spell's level and slashing damage. Ooh, that was a 3. So 9 slashing damage from the summoned undead spirit.
Mm-hmm.
He's not poisoned though, so that doesn't matter. And I have the fucking stat block of the hound over here because I didn't think I'd be doing this. It's fine. Pack tactics, he has advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
Okay. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage, and he has to succeed on a DC 13 saving throw or be knocked prone. So that is 10 piercing damage from the hound fox thing.
Mm-hmm.
And give me a strength saving throw.
15.
Subtract a d4 from it from Mind Sliver.
Right. 11.
Harlequin's knocked prone.
All right.
As this giant shadow fox bites it and pulls it to the
leaps
ground.
onto it. There's almost a comical jingling as he goes straight to the ground. So we are now with Rerek. It is your turn. You have just been brutally slashed by this Harlequin, and now there is a zombie and Jasmine and a shadow fox on this thing, and it is knocked prone.
What does that mean?
So it's lying on the ground. It means that Melee attacks have advantage, but
Oh, sweet,
ranged
'cause I
attacks
wanted
have
to, like, crush
disadvantage.
its head. Okay. Range attack has disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna do my signature move and magic missile his ass.
Well, you can,
Oh.
because magic missile hits no matter what.
Oh, wait, that's true. Okay,
Yep.
third level magic missile.
All right, so that's 6 again.
3. I have like 10 pens. 3. 3. 1. 1. I don't like this die. 4. 2. That's 14.
All right. So yeah, you unleash from really close range this virulent blast of magic missiles that just slam into his body, causing him to shake, his bells jingling.
Can I use a I need a fucking what you call it? A healing
Yes.
potion of healing.
Is Rerek within 5 feet of my zombie, by the way?
Just got stabbed. So yeah.
I would say no, because the zombie would have had to come up behind the Harlequin. So that would mean that the Harlequin is taking up the 5-foot space, and then Rerek would be on the other side of it. So I will say Rerek is not within 5 feet of the zombie.
Okay, potion of healing. Great
Yes.
healing. Wait.
So that is your bonus action.
Okay, how do I use this?
What potion is it?
Greater potion. 4d4 plus 4.
Yeah, so you would roll 4d4 and then add 4 to that, and then that's your healing. Make sure you mark it out of your inventory. While you're rolling that, if you are going to end your turn, it is the Harlequin's turn.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw out of him?
Yes. Oh, dear goodness. Not very good. That is a 7.
He's poisoned because of the putrid aura, unless he's immune to poisoning.
And so poison gives him disadvantage on skill checks, I believe.
Whoa, let's see what poison does. Poisoned.
Because I know it's bad, but it's not like the greatest debuff to put on someone.
I got a 17 on the
Amazing.
healing.
Okay, I think it's
Yes.
so the poisoned condition. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Attack rolls. Okay, so it is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So the Harlequin is actually going to take 2 swipes. One at the shadowy fox. Disadvantage. So even with disadvantage, that's 17 for the fox.
Let me double check. If it's just using that stat block, it only has 14 ACs. So that'll hit.
All right. And how many hit points does it have?
So it appears the number of temporary hit points equal to half your sorcerer level. So it has 37 plus 3. So it has 40. It has 37 normal hit points and then 3 temporary hit points.
All right. All right. So now I have to roll a bunch of damage. So 10, 14. So that's 20 points of slashing damage, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Come on, baby. That's only going to be an 11.
All right. So it's going to take a lot of poison damage. Eight. Wow, only 14 points of poison damage.
Casually drops it down to like single digit HP.
With this huge sickle, it just whoosh, slices through this shadowy fox, taking a horrifying amount of smoke with it. It yelps in pain, and it is also going to take a swipe at Rerek, which I don't even need to re-roll because it rolled a 7.
What'd I do to you? What'd I do to you?
I'm assuming a 13 does not hit. Does a 13 hit?
It says 13 AC.
So it does hit.
No.
Luckily, you don't get very. Ooh. You take 9 points of slashing damage as it whoosh, with the sickle. Oof. Yeah, and you're gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw again.
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, wait, did you move away or did you just stay there?
I'm still there.
Oh. He was knocked prone, so he can only either get up or attack.
I got a 16 though, plus 5, so that's 22.
Yep, that passes, so you only take 10 points of poison damage. I know, this thing is brutal. And that is the end of the Harlequin's turn, taking us back up to the top.
You're going to die, bitch. You're going to die.
Would Arthur want to get up in that dog pile, or would he just try shooting in between things, maybe?
He'd probably shoot in between things, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, so we'll have Arthur shoot with disadvantage. He still gets plus 10. 11 plus 10 is still a 21.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And, okay, Arthur rolls a d8. Do you need me to divide the dice at all for any reason?
No.
Okay, so he's going to roll.
Excuse me.
Don't
Plus
forget his
2.
sneak attack, because like everybody's near him.
D8, D6, an extra D6 for the sneak attack, and I think another D6 for Hunter's Mark. And then on top of all these dice, he adds a plus 7 to the damage after I roll this. So
That's
here
a
we go,
lot.
Arthur. 5, 10, 15, 18 plus 7 is 25 damage from his shot.
Oh my goodness.
And Jasmine's going to make her coordinated attack along with that.
Actually, you don't need to. He fires straight through this mob of creatures on top of him, and the arrow goes straight through this thing's head, pinning its jester hat to its head, and it turns into moths that fly away. And you are completely out of initiative.
So let me just double check something.
Wait, is he back?
So if the Harlequin truly was reduced to 0 hit points, the hound's going to disappear. Does the fox dissipate, or does it stay there?
It dissipates.
Oh, cool. Lark's going to be like, oh, that was fun, wasn't it, everybody?
And I just lay on the
Okay, God, Rerek, and I'm just gonna come over and use my medicine kit.
Yeah.
I was like, so
Yeah.
much fun.
There's a horrible gash in his side. You definitely see some of his veins, even under the parts where his scales are thinnest. You can see dark veins.
I use
I'll
my
have
medicine kit. I
Dandelion
was
move away from the healing that's happening. Like,
Yeah.
Dandelion, darling, no.
Yeah.
You can regain 9 HP, Rerek, because I
Has it not
stitched
been an
together.
hour yet for this?
No.
My zombie boyfriend's gonna stay around, okay? He's not leaving me this time.
Is Rerek Is Rerek poisoned, or is he just took poison damage?
He just took poison damage.
Cool.
Because being poisoned, not nice.
We should probably, Lark's gonna like descend and be like, we should probably figure out how to free them because he dissipated into moths. So I think the Harlequin may have enough power to reconstitute himself at some point.
Good.
He is Fey.
He didn't leave a corpse like the goblinoids did.
Yeah. Can we stop this thing from moving, the carousel?
Still don't see any like control devices, so I don't know how we would do that.
Identify. Because he stopped me from doing it. When you're stopped from doing a spell in the middle, like you're in the middle of the spell, does it still consume a spell slot?
I think it does if it's counterspelled. I don't think it does if you're like hit really hard. Interrupted.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you were interrupted through the casting, so it wouldn't have spent it.
Okay. Let's do this. I'll do that again. Identify it. See if we can find a weakness or a thing, whatever.
So this carousel does control time. It can pause time, it can speed up time, and it can slow time. It can do this to multiple different targets under, multiple different conditions. It doesn't need to necessarily all speed up or all slow down.
Yeah.
It can just be turned off. But if it turns off, it breaks and it's gone forever.
Yeah, let's do that.
You can release everyone from it, but it does require that you have to get on the carousel.
Okay. I have one idea. Let's free everyone from it. And then how much can you shrink something like Lark? Yeah.
And I can change it by a size. Why?
Like how small can you turn this carousel into like a certain size? Like
You want to take the carousel with us?
yes, I do.
I mean, honestly, Percy, I like where his mind's going. This is even if she is theoretically a slightly lesser Archfey, it is an Archfey's greatest treasure in this miniature domain. But
Can you make the carousel pocket size, Lark?
no, that's a little bit above my pay grade.
Well, then we're still at square one, aren't we?
Okay.
Who wants to climb onto it? Do we have to free all of them, though? What if we just freed the 2 chess queens and let the Teacup Princess be?
Why would we want to leave the Teacup Princess?
I mean, she obviously wasn't doing a very good job if the Harlequin could trick her into being trapped by her own device.
I mean,
I'm
probably
saying
because she loves tea.
this place could just maybe use some new management.
Do you want to manage it, Lark?
My ascension into what I want to be isn't going to be in a backwoods demi-domain like this, darling. But I'm sure someone back home wouldn't mind taking the reins over.
Well, we can also turn this thing off, but it'll break completely. Excuse me.
But wouldn't that just be a waste of it?
I know.
Well, I'm not getting on it. I already have enough bullshit going on with me. So
Okay,
Can I use my Psychic Seed Friends network to call home? Would that even work?
Sure, you can.
I'm just gonna plant a seed and druid craft it and be like, can anyone hear me? In Sylvan, obviously. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
My lady, grandfather, any of you?
It does take a bit for anything to kind of come back, but you do hear a very sort of distant, echoey, tinny voice. Hey, who's there?
Lark kind of just was like, Granther, is that you?
Who? Who is this?
Am I speaking to Tender of the Garden of Regrets? Like fully in Sylvan he's talking and he uses Granther's full name and title.
Yes, Lark?
Yes,
Is that
it's
you, you bastard?
oh, I love it when you talk like that. I don't suppose you know anyone with a decent level of strength who'd want to take over the Teacup Princess's kingdom, do you?
Why the fuck would I want that place?
It's very much a backwoods shithole full of goblins, but surely one of the little ones would want to take it over, and it'd be another domain in our cap.
I'll see what I can do.
I just wanted, we beat up a harlequin, nasty little fellow. And, oh, did somebody bury my ex-boyfriend Dandelion in the garden? Because I accidentally summoned his corpse to fight for me.
Not that I remember.
Oh, but you're very forgetful, Granther. But yes, I'm going to try to talk the others out of not freeing the Teacup Princess. So if you just want to pass word along to anyone in the court that free domain if they want it. I don't want to stay here though. So
Oh, all right.
my lady
I'll
said
see
that
what I can do.
my lady said that we may be coming to visit soon at the garden. I can't wait to see you.
Oh, I can't wait to see you too, you little shit.
Grandfather, I love you so much.
And the flower just kind of crumbles into ash again.
I've passed word along. Someone may come along to help things out. So we really just need to free the two queens.
Just gonna leave this little teacup girl frozen in time forever? What if the queens don't want her to be frozen in time? They seem that they're having tea with her.
Let me deal with it, darling.
Just sitting on the carousel, and I'm like, what is gonna happen? Hurry up, decide.
I don't know if Lark's gonna actually want to climb on the carousel himself because nobody has explained whether or not you get stuck in time if you hop on it. But I'm gonna be like, Dandelion, go on the carousel, darling. Be a dear.
He kind of lumbers over, and it's kind of like things don't work quite right. And there's a comical sort of act that goes down where he lifts his hoof and then just falls forward onto the carousel, just thump right onto the wood, and the carousel just rotates him away and then back and away and then back as he's slowly trying to get up.
Okay,
so we're freeing the queens.
Yes, we only need to free the chess queens. The board with the white queen and the red queen. How do we do that? We get on the carousel and just say,
it's basically how you control it is sit on it and tell it what to do. Sit on it and tell it what to do. Yes. So that's what I'm gonna do.
No, that's how bossy bottoms work.
I'm 15. I'm a 15-year-old dragon person.
Well, 15-year-old dragon person, would you like to free the queens, please?
Sure.
Okay.
There you go. I do it. I did it. I done it.
You get on the carousel, and as it rotates, you do kind of reach out and try and command the carousel to let the chess queens go. Oop. But the lights and the colors all seem to flicker and become quite a bit for a moment, almost a kaleidoscope, where you see all kinds of things. You see the little goblin village, various, almost like different camera angles of it. You see the various walls of vines with the toys attached to them. You see the carousel itself from above. It's very strange. And eventually, these parts swirling together, you see the face of a dragon, a golden dragon staring back at you. And he speaks to you. Ah, my child, I can see you.
Oh my god, I was like on the floor. It's gonna go. Oh my god, what was that?
At this, the rest of you do kind of see Rerek just kind of start staring off into space as he continues riding the carousel.
Oh, and we lost Rerek. Great.
You're doing so great. Lark's just coaching Dandelion from afar. He's like, you're doing great, sweetie. Just lift that hook. With a little bit of speed, darling, you'll be on there in any moment.
He's like halfway up and the hoof just slowly slides and he right back down on the ground.
Again.
But yeah, this dragon seems to be speaking directly to you. Ah, Rerek, one of my own lineage. You may not know me, but I know you. I am Jomungandr, the first of your lineage, one of the 8 golden dragons that serves Bahamut. Your powers have impressed me. You are worthy of your gift.
Oh my god. Wait, no, oh my jawed. Well, it's an honor to meet you. But what is this gift you talk about?
You have my gift. You are not simply a diviner. You are an oracle.
Whoa.
Not many Jomungandrs are oracles, but their powers come from me. It is in your blood. And you are doing good work. I feel it. But I feel as though at the moment you are a bit lost. So I shall give you a vision and a gift. Behold, the vision that I shall show you.
Right.
And the kaleidoscope kind of swirls a little bit, gaining a sort of purplish hue. And you see an interesting sight. Black rock, as far as the eye can see, in various strange configurations from these multiple angles. The night sky filled with stars and nebulas and galaxies. And standing at the edge of a cliff, as seen from multiple angles, is a figure that you recognize. Different, but still recognizable. Belladonna. She wears a cloak. The top part of this cloak looks as though it is made out of the night sky itself, but slowly it fades as the stars grow closer and closer on it, transforming into eyes before the cloak finally touches the ground. She wears a crown made of dark stone, carved to look like tentacles and eye stalks that sits on her head. And in her hand is clutched a staff, the end of which transforms and swirls into tentacles. You can also see the cats of Ulthar floating around her, and you watch. Her cats. You watch as one of her reaches out and the night sky bursts into flames as you see the horrifying moon, Tharizdun, begin to enter the universe. You see in another frame, this happens, but then She extends her hand as though she's pushing it away, and the portal begins to close as Tharizdun is pushed back into the dark that he came from. Another, she begins to chant, raising her staff and hurling meteors at it. Another, she reaches out, and it seems to shake and tremble as you feel as though she is gaining control over it. And 1,000 other belladonnas doing 1,000 other things, slightly different, but all involving Tharizdun, before the kaleidoscope vanishes. And the carousel begins to slow. The lights stop blinking as vibrantly, and the music slows down. And you feel your command take. The magic is released from the chess queens. They rise up from their seats and begin to look around in alarm. But you are drawn to one of the mirrors. Your eye is drawn to it, a single panel on the center portion of the carousel, with which the carousel rotates around. There seem to be hundreds of them, all reflecting various things. But this one in particular, you're drawn to it. You reach out and pull it off of the wall, and it's yours. As you step off of the carousel and you look at it, the glass and the gilded frame still seems to reflect the lights as if it were on the carousel. And even as the music slows down, putting your ear close to this panel, this mirror, you still hear the carousel music at its normal speed, faint and far away. And your vision has ended. Your mind clears. What would you all like to do now?
Are we doing the multiverse thing right now?
I know that Lark's probably going to fly over to the table where the red queen and white queen are and start doing a little bit of damage control. What do you
Well, I think I should be relaying my vision to my teammates. It may be after we take care of the queens.
Lark's just going to be like, come, Dandelion, come on. You did great. Because I'm just assuming he's still there.
Yeah, to some degree. You do kind of watch. You feel the spell winding down at this point, probably. You watch as he still struggles to get up before, as he struggles for one last time, you see him shake. His skin begins to peel off and turn to slime before he just... And then the liquid just vanishes and the spell is done.
Oh.
Percy steps in front of the body and waves at the queens, trying to hide the... Hello.
Well, apparently we know that he can only last for an hour, which is pretty standard from what I knew when he was still alive. Oh yes. Hi, hello, my ladies, my queens. Well, you're not my queens, but good evening, good day. They're in the teacup domain, but it still looks a little bit like twilight. Where are my manners? That's Percy, Arthur, and Rerek, and I'm Lark. That's what most people call me. How are you two doing today?
We are doing perfectly fine, but we have business to attend to. We thank you for your service. And the Red Queen just vanishes.
Oh, would you...
Oh.
Lark's just going to look at the White Queen before she disappears. Could you please let the barriers between... I don't know exactly how your nobility works, but could you just loosen the barriers between the domains so that we can pass to the one nearby?
Once I return, it most likely will. I have business to attend to, and I thank you for your service. And she vanishes as well.
Splendid.
Wow. Well,
Lovely
Yep.
lot that was.
We
Really
yeah.
leaving this poor little girl frozen.
Yes, darling. She'll be fine. Someone from back home will be by sooner or later and help figure out what to do with her.
Well, we have a lot to talk about when we get back. I think your sister needs to hear this too.
And that is where we are going to end this week's episode. So, all of you, we will see you next week. Oh, well, I'll need to edit that out.